Hey everyone, it's Daniel. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to someone who decided that she wanted to use Facebook ads for her studio, and in less than 10 minutes learned everything she needed to do to get over 30 students in the last year using Facebook ads. In the previous video that I released a couple weeks ago, I told you that it was my goal and the new message for my blog to talk about systems. That you don't need to do more for your studio. You don't need to be on this endless treadmill. You just need to find something that works for you and work it and work it and work it until it becomes systematized, until it becomes relaxing. That is certainly the story of Katelyn, who you're going to meet in this video. We get into depth on Facebook ads, what it did for her studio, the growth rate that she experienced because of it, how much her ads cost her. This is a great interview. It is short. It's only about 10 minutes long, but there is a ton of value, a ton of knowledge here. If you're a studio owner and you're considering using Facebook ads for your own studio, you must watch this video. If you're a music school owner and you want to farm out your ad work to an ad agency or to your web company, do it. You're going to learn a lot here as well. Anyway, enjoy this video and I'll see you on the other side. Hey there, it's Daniel from growyourmusicstudio.com. Over the last year, I have written a lot on my blog about AdWords and Facebook and really creative ways to advertise and grow your studio. Something that I've heard people say over and over again to me is, you've been doing this for so long. You've been, and I talk about it, like I've been doing this for over a decade using a lot of forward-thinking advertising platforms. And people said it's almost not fair. Like it's difficult for me as a new person to thinking about marketing or new to thinking about advertising to kind of compare myself to you. And so something I've been doing over the last month or two has been talking to teachers who have either just read my blog and taken advice from the blog or who've actually worked with me. And I've been highlighting them in these one-on-one short interviews like the one we're about ready to do. And today I have with me a good friend, Davidson, who hails from Atlanta, Georgia. And we're just going to have a fun little conversation about how she got started with Facebook ads. So I'm just going to kind of start right out, Katelyn. Tell us a little bit about your studio, located, how long you've been in business, just kind of all the high level details and what you're about.
Okay, we've been going about 2 years now. I started the studio 2 years ago while I was a public school teacher. And so I did that at the same time. It's been a full year now that I've been doing it on my own without the public school job. We're in Atlanta. We have 60-ish piano students right now. I am teaching group piano lessons myself, and then I have a second teacher who teaches Wonder Keys. This is a preschool program, private lessons, and she also teaches adult piano lessons.
Yeah. And so, before we even kind of get into the ads part of it, so you're seeing 68 students. I know a year ago about this time, you had around 35, 40. But in the last year, you have grown all the way up to 68, and you've even hired a second teacher. And, from our personal conversations, I know that's going really well. Just kind of give me an idea, like how were you able to grow so quickly? Like what were some of the first things that you did in terms of advertisement that helped you to grow and scale up to the point where you were thinking about even hiring a second teacher?
I worked on my website a lot first, and then I did Google AdWords, and I would say that's the main thing that I've done.
Okay. And then of course we're kind of getting to the real reason that we're, kind of talking today, which is that you were doing AdWords, you were getting results from that. What made you want to even think about or look into doing Facebook ads? Because that's kind of something that you had done after we had worked together. We really never talked about Facebook ads. Kind of what got you into that?
I knew that they must work because I keep seeing them on my Facebook, so they must work for people. So that's part of it.
Okay.
I wanted even more people calling me because I hired a teacher, and she is mostly doing the Wonder Keys program. Mm-hmm. So I decided, why not try something else, just to get more and more people calling.
Interesting. Okay. So basically just growth, general growth. So what did you do to learn how to do Facebook ads? Like, was there a specific source of information or like a training? Like, what did you do to get started?
At the very beginning, probably even 2 years ago, I did try it. And it's so funny because you can still see the ads that you made a long time ago. And now I think they're terrible.
Okay.
So I did, trial and error for a while. Sometimes I wasted money because I didn't do a good job making the ad. So I would say just trial and error. I would turn on the ad, and I used to only make one ad and turn it on, and I wouldn't leave it on very long. I'd get discouraged and turn it off. So that's a big reason why it didn't work.
At first, right? Yeah, can be difficult. It's like whenever someone has that New Year's resolution to go to the gym, and like they go a couple days, that first week they don't see any results. It's like, this is so discouraging. I'm going to stop. Like I know that mentality goes through, and even when I do new things, I kind of have to fight that. So just to press you just a little bit more, did you literally just read like Facebook's tutorial, or did you like Google? Was there like a blog post that you read somewhere, or anything
I Googled how to make a good Facebook ad. I couldn't tell you exactly which one I read.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably one of the top 3 articles
right.
for that. I also would Google best Facebook ads like ever, like images, and Google instead of just the regular search, and look at them.
Yeah.
And study them. Why is it such a good ad? And some different articles will say different descriptions pointing to what's good about that ad. So that's probably the main way I learned, was just Googling, and in a way, not totally copying other people, but copying their methods, I guess.
That makes sense. And that actually reminds me of something my best friend said in college, because he was huge into songwriting, and he gave me a 3-step songwriting process. And it was 1, listen to everything you possibly can. 2, copy it. And then 3, and then he would say to me is, Daniel, 3, it's the most important one. Forget where you heard it. Right. And so you're kind of doing that with the Facebook ads. And what I'll tell you is that, that is exactly what I did with Google AdWords. I would Google music schools in different parts, and this was a long time ago, but I would Google music schools and just look at what their ads look like. And yeah, you just learn over by trial and error, like you mentioned, and just by observing what works for other people. Just give me an idea here. Did you just Google that one time? Did you do it over the course of months or weeks? And if you can, I know you didn't keep a log, but can you estimate about how much time you spent like reading those articles or looking?
Probably like not very long.
Yeah.
You can just browse through it. It's very easy to figure it out once you read the article. Probably like 10 minutes.
Yeah. And it doesn't take much to educate yourself. The trial and error is probably where would you say that's true? Is probably where most of the time is spent, just little pockets of time over months, just like trying to figure out why things aren't working. Yeah. So, we've already in some way talked a little bit about the results you got in terms of, you grew in a year from like 35 students, fluctuating around 35 to, mid 60s, high 60s now. Are there any other things that stand out to you in terms of results that you've gotten from it?
Yes. So I target specific age groups when I do the ads. And so, for example, if I put an ad for Wonder Keys piano lessons, I would get people asking for other ages. They would say, I have a preschooler, but I also have a 6 or 7-year-old. And so I still pulled other ages into the studio, even though I didn't target those ages.
Yeah. So kind of just some unintended growth there. Yeah. Last one. This one's a little less technical because we kind of been talking about the ads, how you learn and that sort of thing. But overall, think about a year ago, how you felt about getting new students, and think about how you feel now. Like, is there anything that stands out to you as it, how you might feel different about your studio, how you might feel differently about advertising or marketing or your own skill? Like, does anything stand out in terms of differences between now and then, now that you have this new skill?
I would say this time last year, I was getting a good amount of calls from AdWords, but now it's like almost overwhelming how many people call me, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm spending a lot more time in my email than I used to. I'd say putting on Google AdWords and Facebook ads at the same time is going to get a lot of people calling you.
Yeah. And I will attest to this because I get Snapchats or Facebook messages from Katelyn saying, "You will not believe how many people contacted me today." And it's just funny. Is there anything that stands out, or like a piece of advice you might give to someone who's considering using Facebook ads, or who maybe's tried it in the past and struggled, or tried it in the past and they considered a failure? Like, is there a piece of advice you'd give to any one of those three people?
I would say don't give up, because it does work. I would also say be patient. Sometimes you might feel like you're just wasting your money, but in the end, if you figure it out, it's going to be worth it for sure.
Yeah.
I'd also say think about making the ad look as good and as professional, like a professional made it, as you can. And think about, what do the parents want the most? Don't just say piano lessons in whatever town. Think about what will make them emotionally connect to your ad and be like, oh, I have to try this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be your biggest advice.
Yeah. That's really good. And the way I think of it, because the idea of emotional connection to the ad, like, that's something I say as well. And I definitely agree with you. Another way that I put it is to think of it like, if you were in a different room, or you went to a restaurant and you walk in there and like you smell the smells of, like, their best dish or something like that. Like, it just makes you like, I want that. Or you walk past a place and that's the effect you're trying to get with your ad. And your ad isn't food, but it actually might be even more enticing to than food. And what I mean by that is, parents are so nuts about their kids. Like, I have a 4-year-old. Parents are so nuts about their kids, and they're thinking about their kids, and they want the best for their kids, that that might be more fundamental and elemental to them than even eating. And so if you say the right things to those parents, it will really definitely get their attention. And I know you've definitely hit that, given all the people that are contacting you right now. So, I don't want to go too long with this. Try to make these videos pretty short, but thank you, Katelyn, for taking a little time out of your day to tell us about Facebook and all the success. The truth is, I don't even think I've told you this, Katelyn, is that I have not run Facebook ads for my own studio in quite a while. I've pretty much done AdWords. And you basically, all the messages you sent me about Facebook has been like a commercial for Facebook ads for me. And so for the first time in probably 2 years, I actually started running Facebook ads, and it was all because of you. And so, I've gotten back on the Facebook ads train for my personal studio. And I started doing that, put a budget for a couple $100 over late May and early June. I'm seeing the metrics, and things are good. And it's kind of a little push of students right before the summer that kind of helped to refill me up. So you inspired me even, Katelyn. I'm glad you came today, and I wanted to tell you that. So anyway, thanks so much. It's been good talking, and best of luck to you still. See ya.